a major figure of international science.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, Professor Paul Schmidt, President of Hungary. Excellency, Madam President of the General Conference of the UNESCO. President Joseph Palinkas, President of the Hungarian Academy of Sciences and President of the World Science Forum. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. As the only non-scientist in the forum, I was quite surprised that you asked me to speak to you twice. And I have a hard act to follow, not only of the wonderful speeches we have heard over the last 2.5 days, but as the chairman just said, following in the footsteps of my father who spoke here in 2007 when I sat just there. It has been a great honor for me to attend the World Science Forum here in Budapest. I have been greatly impressed with the work of the Hungarian Academy of Sciences, and today I am humbled to address this august closing session at this historic and deeply consequential venue. The history of Hungary resonates with me in a way that makes me feel very much at home here. You have long provided a link between East and West, and you have celebrated and absorbed the innovations and traditions of many cultures. You have struggled to assert your unique identity and have survived the weight of empire, occupation, and ideology. You have emerged from transition and you have proven yourselves to be possessed of an indomitable spirit. In fact, as we just heard, you've taken the whole share of science development, haven't you? So proud of you. Through it all, you have nurtured science and encouraged innovation so that a better world can be imagined and achieved. In the words of one of your great scientific sons, Albert St. Georgi, whatever a man does, he must do first in his mind. The Academy, through this World Science Forum, is helping us to do just that. For scientists are driven by a dream of what is possible. Their refusal to accept the status quo has spurred progress through the ages, and today, only scientific ingenuity can respond to the defining challenges of our century. These challenges are not ideological, but existential, and if we are to solve them, then we must allow our scientific minds to imagine our future and to evaluate our past. Indeed, science holds the key to our salvation, because only the unique medium of science allows us to work with each other as equals, applying standards to help understand challenges and to innovate for a brighter future. As Alan Leshner, the Director General of the AAAS, said earlier this week, we face unprecedented challenges in our modern age. Yet all these trying aspects of modern life are somehow connected to science. Indeed, our challenges are grave and often unprecedented, yet we must celebrate the fact that we have science to help us through. Emerging nations, as we have heard, such as Brazil, give us hope for a better, science-driven future. For in Brazil, science has only very recently been given its place in the sun, and to such staggering benefit to that fast emerging nation. We have heard how scientific expansion truly began in the late 1950s, yet already some 3% of the world's scientific research is conducted in Brazil. Coming as I do from a country that is determined to expand radically the quality and availability of science, education, and opportunity, it was indeed inspiring to learn that in 1960 there were fewer than 100 scientists with PhD degrees in Brazil, while today there are 85,000. My country, little Jordan, will never match Brazil's 236 universities, but I hope that we can scale our expansion to meet the high standards that Brazil has set, so that we may contribute to solving the challenges of our region and our world. Of course, India has also become a leader in educating talent for research and development, as we saw this week. This blossoming powerhouse of science and technology is very much clearing a path in cutting-edge areas like biotechnology, nanotechnology, and information science. We have learned that much of this progress is down to government spending on R&D, and today it's spending on the capital R and capital D, not the small r and capital D of previous years, which increases yearly by 20 to 25%. But again, I will emphasize that one does not have to be a giant to make a difference. For the beauty of scientific inquiry is that it can produce astounding results in any context or culture. I was delighted to see the Sultan Qaboos Prize for Environment being awarded to the Nigerian Forestry Research Institute. Their success is an encouragement to all of us who work on the margins of scientific endeavor, the champions of research and knowledge who toil away from those new centers of gravity that are emerging around the world. As a Jordanian and as a non-scientist, with a love of science and someone who has come to respect its role and its potential to improve the quality of lives, I am constantly mindful of the importance of international scientific collaborations. I was therefore delighted to be invited by the Director General of the UNESCO to join her high panel on science and technology for development. This new advisory body is but one example of how collaboration and conversation can encourage scientific development and facilitate cooperation. Increasingly, the development of science and technology at national, regional, and global levels is being driven by highly educated researchers and a skilled workforce who are mobile and interactive. Indeed, the importance of scientific collaboration has never been greater. I was staggered and gratified to learn this week that over 35% of peer-reviewed scientific articles with an abstract in English are the product of international collaboration, up from a quarter 15 years ago. Collaboration produces results, and collaboration is indeed the way of the future. To a very large degree, the changing scientific landscape has been tamed of its nationalistic outlook. I hope that state-centric approach to knowledge now seems very 20th century. As the centers of scientific achievement shift and grow, we can all accept that no country is inherently more talented than another. For education, mentorship, and investment can unlock potential in the most unlikely places. In my own career, I have learned so much and seen so many possibilities in the partnerships that we build and strengthen every day. And I'm compelled to mention the launch of the new Esquire Regional Training Center hosted at my Science City as a prime example of this process, where 14 disparate and disconnected countries were brought around one table to enhance science and technology in our region and to share research capabilities and materials. But the World Science Forum is perhaps the most inspiring of all global and international fora, because of the inclusive, discursive, and all-embracing environment that you have managed to nurture. And it is no coincidence that your partner organizations have come to you with a heritage of supporting scientists and scientific communities with more challenging contexts than those in your home countries. The Academy itself, the UNESCO, ICSU, AAAS, TWAS, and ISAC, and the Brazilian Academy of Sciences all of you have offered your resources and your time for collaboration, mentorship programs, and support for small and developing nations. Madame Bukova of the UNESCO stressed the importance of cooperation in scientific endeavors, and I'm delighted to say that you have all proved your commitment to science serving all societies in the 21st century. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in Jordan, we are committed to changing mindsets and to tackling challenges in an open and inclusive way so that we may connect with a global community of scientists and technologists. For my part, I see my own role as that of a facilitator, a non-scientist who is determined that science should have its proper voice in my society and in our world. My colleagues and I are striving to create a vibrant center of research and discovery to help contribute to future human development at the Al Hassan Science City. Our mission is to forge an institution that builds on our own heritage of scientific achievement and engages with a world of scientific opportunities. It is indeed urgent if we are to provide hope for our young people and stem the hemorrhaging of youthful talent that has blighted our region. I believe that Hungary can understand the pain of brain drain that afflicts us, and I am encouraged by the work of the Academy in this regard. You are indeed providing a home for your best talent. For our part, I am obliged to say that we have much to do if we are to live up to the staggering achievements of our own ancestors. For we in the Arab and Islamic worlds are immensely proud of our golden age of science and innovation, when monumental contributions to knowledge were made for the benefit of all mankind. I am delighted to say that we have been cooperating with the Royal Society in London to promote knowledge of this proud history and to inspire new generations of scientists in the Arab and Islamic worlds. We are acutely aware of our responsibility to reverse the stark decline in innovation that has marked our more recent centuries. Celebrating our scientific heritage and rediscovering our ancestors' magnificent role in man's epic scientific journey is a first and vital step to rebuilding scientific capacity, but there is much more to do. It is my firm belief that only a respect for knowledge and a marked veneration for its creative role in society can help to stop the flow of intellect and scientific know-how from our part of the world. We must make it clear to our brightest and best that we respect creativity and support innovation. We would ask for your help to captivate talent and to nurture Jordanian and regional entrepreneurship and skill, for we must persuade our talented young people that they are valuable and valued. In the words of the great Persian poet Rumi, everyone has been made for some particular work, and the desire for that work has been put in every heart. It was uplifting to hear from Kenya's African Council of Gifted and Talented at yesterday's Youthways session, who reminded us that potential can be unlocked with the right support, and that PhDs with respect and fellowships are not the only measure of scientific success in the emerging world. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, we must provide all of our young people with the opportunity to fulfill their staggering potential. I believe that with the right approach to funding and mentoring, we can nurture a new generation of creative scientists in all emerging nations, regardless of size or politics. For science belongs to no one nation, and no nation can achieve scientific greatness in isolation. The world has changed drastically in a few short decades, and scientists are responding to new challenges. We, concerned non-scientists, will do all we can to help fulfill the potential of our young century. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Your Royal Highness.